Season 19, The Enchanted Woods has some pretty compelling stuff going on, evidence showing that it was leaked to us over 742 days ago. Let's take a trip down this rabbit hole. To set the stage of Enchanted Woods' significance, I ended up making a video on July 4th of 2021, which we just came up on a 2-year anniversary of it, showcasing 10 new photos that were found on the starpark.biz website. Now, already leading up to the Enchanted Woods, there was discussion that it very well could be deeply rooted in Star Park lore, given the fact that we were coming up on a 2-year anniversary of the Jurassic Splash update, when we were introduced Buzz to the game, another update very deep in the lore of Star Park for several different reasons. One of those reasons was, of course, the subject of that video we made over 2 years ago now, and that was 10 new photos being released over here on the starpark.biz website, something that hasn't happened since its creation, showcasing a ton of different photos that related to that Jurassic Splash update. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is one of these 10 photos that was updated on this website 742 days ago actually has relation to something that came out in this most recent update, and that is this photo here. The only context we have is smells old, but what it is an urgent recall notice. At the time, we thought this urgent recall was related to Buzz. However, it was a little bit off due to a few different things. Urgent recall, important safety notice. Product, large inflatable plastic egg toy. Warning, do not inflate your floaty dino egg TM. Do not deflate your floaty dino egg TM. Dear loyal customer, this is an unfortunate day for Star Park and its affiliates. As of immediately, we have been informed to issue a recall of all floaty dino eggs. These toys are not safe for children, adults, animals, dinos, pools, parks, floating, or inflation due to an unforeseen hatching issue with some eggs. Please return your defective floaty dino egg to our corporate disaster mitigation department address below. If you are a customer whose floaty dino egg has already hatched, you will be contacted by our Ministry of Containment and Control team in the immediate future. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience or bodily harm. For your cooperation, we will issue a gift card voucher for free keychain upon a recipient of recall product. So it says what not to do next. Do not inflate your inflatable egg. Do not run if your inflatable egg starts hatching. Do not expose your inflatable egg to water. Do not taunt or coax your inflatable egg. So pretty compelling stuff, to say the least. You can understand when this first came out, we were trying to draw connections to Buzz because that was the only context that made sense. A dinosaur with water attached pools. But one thing that just doesn't add up is Buzz is speculated to be a mascot, a wearable suit with the stitching sutures there on the back, the X's, and there on the front as well. So definitely not an inflatable egg spawning Buzz here, I would assume. But what does make more sense and ties in this most recent update pointed out here by Dandy, the newest brawler Doug, makes a lot more sense to this urgent recall. As you can see here, given his design, he has an inflatable nozzle there where you can blow in and inflate Doug. So Doug technically is a air dinosaur, a air balloon dinosaur. So you could argue that the Brawl Stars dev team is utilizing past Easter eggs to formulate new Brawl Stars updates much like this, going off of this urgent recall and then designing Doug. But there is a chance, and it wouldn't surprise me, that the Brawl Stars dev team has had some of this story being told with Star Park pre-planned for this long, based on several other instances in the past when it comes to updates, that Doug very well could have been sneak peeked with this urgent recall and hinting at season 19 all along. And if that's the case, the fun doesn't stop there. Other people realized that Doug could have been sneak peeked a while ago as well, even further back, with this image on the starpark.biz website, eerily similar to the hat that Doug wears in his model. Rare souvenir, Star Park large bill hat, very good for sun shading. It's not one for one, so I'm not going to imply that Doug was sneak peeked even further back, but it still is a really interesting thing. fun doesn't stop there, with Easter eggs way in the past for Season 19, pointed out by Radiant Change 2118 and others much like Chosen in the community. They realized that certain elements in this most recent update were given to us, you guessed it, in the investor video. Guys, I've said this time and time again, but the investor video is a treasure trove for giving us future update sneak peeks. We just gotta look a bit harder. Here in this new updates environment, there's an infatuation with mushrooms and spores. Already, there's some incredibly interesting theories being crafted up by individuals in the community because of these mushrooms and spores, which I'm sure we can discuss at a later date. But these mushrooms very well could be an homage to the other news brawler coming out here in this update, being Cordelius, seeing that he has this like spore vibes going to him, mushrooms, toxic. He's got a mushroom hat on, for goodness sakes. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that. There's much more going on here with these mushrooms inside of this environment. And it's hard to believe we didn't catch it watching the investor video as much as we have, but of course there are mushrooms littered throughout it. And this is definitely common with the investor videos. Several different update environments would be sneak peeked in here later coming to the game in the future. And this is no different this time around as well, with another key Easter egg with this update being this caterpillar. Now it's hard to figure out the significance of this caterpillar in relation to Season 19 here, seeing that it doesn't really correlate with the two news brawlers that were released, or nothing else really obvious. We don't have giant caterpillars rolling around here in Season 19. There have been some interesting theories, such as maybe the caterpillar has some relationship to the Janet skin, but I don't think a hint at a skin from 2 years ago would be the reason they would put a caterpillar in the back of an investor video. There's other really compelling things, much like in this sneak peek photo, we have a cocoon there on a spore plant getting ready to hatch, it looks like, potentially sneak peeking a future brawler along the horizon, or again, maybe a hint at that Janet skin coming. But I don't think it's that simple or that unimpactful. But either way, seeing some homages to that caterpillar making sense in this Season 19 is really, really intriguing, seeing that it was given to us a very long time ago. If you look around in Season 19, there are butterflies here in this environment littered throughout, which might be a reason why that caterpillar is there. Maybe they have some significance here in Star Park in the overarching story being told in Season 19. But other than that, it's hard to say. All that we do really have from this is the significance that it was given to us such a long time ago relating to Season 19. But then the final intriguing thing that I wanted to put at the tail end of this video here that might not be super crazy, but still kind of interesting, has something to do with the loading screen, specifically plants growing here. These twisty plants, almost looking like horns growing out of the ground. There are other things much like this symbol here that I'm not sure if it has any significance, but some people found this over on the starpark.biz website that kind of looked similar to it, with a description, "Not sure this should have been removed." Hard to make out anything on this tag here, but we always thought it was like a unicorn horn or something like that. But it's kind of webby. It looks pretty interesting up here in the corners, and almost like thread like here, which is super interesting, and given the context, shouldn't have been removed. Maybe it was removed from this environment. But that is just about all I got for you, everyone. The Season 19 Enchanted Woods was sneak peeked quite some time ago in the investor video, indicating in my opinion that it is much more important than some other updates when it comes to lore. Whatever comes of it, we'll have to wait and see, but I cannot wait to see, given some of the theories that I've already seen pop up from individuals in the community and the overarching story being told here in Star Park. It's super compelling. But yeah, everyone, if you ended up enjoying this episode, make sure to slap a like on it. I'd really appreciate it. But with that being said, have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next one. Adios and take care.